Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. You actually clicked on a video where the thumbnail is a Tiger Electronics handheld? You might be a more hardcore video gaming historian than I am. Let's go see the games that you've never heard of at some time in November 1982. We were last on the Atari home computer checking out Kangaroo. It was a great time. Let's see what our next game is. Our next game is King Kong for Tiger Electronics. And I got to level with you. I'm not super excited for this video game. And someone mentioned in the chat, is this the very first Tiger Electronics handheld? Before I did this show, thought that we wouldn't see Tiger Electronics until late 80s, early 90s. Oh no, Tiger Electronics has been around since 1980, 1981. That's how old they are. This is the 8th game that we've already seen on Chronologically Gaming by Tiger, handheld for handheld electronics by Tiger. And King Kong is the latest. Let's check it out. Starting with the box. Oh, there it is. Ages 8 to adult. This one is the big one. I'm just going to cover both Tiger Electronics, King Kong handhelds all in the same one. And oh, look, it's official. It says Universal. Oh, okay, so they gave them the rights to do that. Oh, look, and there's where we are. I think that's who we're playing on the front of the box. A fireman. All right, cool. I'll take it. What other artwork do we have for King Kong? This one is part of a tabletop series of games, and this is the other one that Tiger did, the King Kong game that was more like a small handheld arcade game. Look at that, Tiger Electronics, all the way here in November 1982. And it's not even the beginning. The beginning was early 80s. There's even more Tiger already out there as handhelds. I'm usually more excited when we get to see the Nintendo Game & Watch, and maybe a few other handhelds. There was a really impressive Tron handheld we've seen up to this point on Chronologically Gaming, but Tiger just doesn't do it for me. You flip this one over the back, you can see King Kong has captured the lady. That's it, just the lady on the top of the Empire State Building. It's official though. Oh, look, and Tiger Electronics says it's roaring good fun. That's the only time I'm going to say that one. There it is. There's the handheld. If you had the full tabletop version, not just the small in your hand version. That's the better one, if you would want to call it that. Majority of these handhelds we've seen has been vacuum fluorescent display, but no, everything is LCD. Whether you have the small one or the big one, the screen's the same. And here's another model from a different region, possibly. I'm not sure about that one. And there it is. There's the smaller handheld. Look at that one. I do know that the majority of these systems, when you try to get footage on them, it doesn't look good nowadays. Time has not aged very well. All right, memorize this screenshot because this is pretty much the only thing you're going to see what this game is and understand what King Kong is. It is essentially a Donkey Kong variant that you could play as a handheld or a tabletop. But you can see it's Donkey Kong throwing or rolling bombs down, and then you as the fireman are supposed to be jumping and putting out fires or jumping over the rolling bombs. That's it though. That's pretty much it. We do have the manual for King Kong. That's right. It is vacuum fluorescent display, and it's pretty much all. There is no vacuum fluorescent display. It would be vacuumed up. The owner's manual. Tell us how to play. Your new King Kong is a mini arcade game, obviously taking inspiration by Coleco doing those tabletops. Coleco making the arcade game kind of like an arcade cabinet was a great idea, and so Tiger's trying to capitalize on that and copy it. So this explains all the buttons that you have. You got a lot of options here on the tabletop version. It has it says different display screens. It shows you what's on the screen. It's Lady in Distress is what they call it here. There's the batteries. How many does this take? AC, no, that's the AC adapter one. What does it say? Oh gosh, is that 2 C batteries? No, 4 C batteries to power this beast. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It explains the function key. It's got different game modes, which is kind of cool too. It does have a 1 and 2 player mode, so it's trying to do and incorporate what the Coleco Tabletops has done as well. We have the jump button, and it has like a directional joystick, sort of, kind of digital joystick that you can use. It explains your quest to save the damsel in distress as the fireman. And there you go. Then another example of the screenshot explains how to play. Just make your way up to the top And it is no other screens, though. What you see here is the only screen. You're essentially playing the first level of Donkey Kong, but lots of instructions to go through. And it does have a way, like a backlit display. So it is LCD. It's not vacuum fluorescent display, but it has a light that you can make the brightness increase in the back or not. It's roaring good fun. I can't believe the manual for this one. All right, so this game is yet another game we're not able to play ourselves. I took the liberty of getting some footage from the Vintage Game Collector video. This is a video from Vintage Game Collector showing the system itself, what it looks like, and then what the game looks like. But this one is like many of the others. It's just bled into the screen. You can't even see most of it. This part is part of a tabletop series of 5 games so far. That one of them was unreleased, but Jawbreaker, King Kong, Monster Maze, Smurfs, Space Invaders, and Star Castle. And I believe Star Castle has been unreleased and never got ported anywhere. This one is obviously an arcade platformer. It's a Donkey Kong style game variant of that. We have already seen King Kong for the Atari 2600 in August 1982. And so this one would have marked the 36th game that we played that's a variant of Donkey Kong, if we had played this. We're not really playing it ourselves. It's the 5th Donkey Kong style game or variant of it that we've seen for handhelds up to this point. Aside from Nintendo's Donkey Kong on the Nintendo Game & Watch and Donkey Kong Jr. that's on the Nintendo Game & Watch. So I'd rather be playing those games than this one, but even still, there are some really cool games that are vacuum fluorescent display games that pop a little bit better graphically, but still it's not that impressive. So there you go. That's all we're showing and all we're going to be giving you for King Kong as a handheld. As usual, if we're not able to play it ourselves, I got to give it a big fat 0 rating of all the games you could play in the palm of your hand or tabletop handhelds. So after that, let's see what our next game is. It's another handheld. Let's go to Japan and see what's on the tube. Oh my gosh. What in the world's going on? Those guys are getting way too excited about handhelds. This is King Kong, yet again, but this one's King Kong by Epoch, the jungle version of King Kong. Let's take a look at the box for King Kong. I don't have a lot of screens or pictures for this one either. It's really hard to come by. This is our 74th handheld that we've seen that is not by Tiger and not by Nintendo in the Game & Watch series. This one is by Epoch. It's the 5th game we've seen that are handhelds that Epoch has done, aside from the Epoch Cassette Vision, which was their home console. So there's already plenty of handhelds that are out there. This is part of a series of 4 games. There was King Kong New York, King Kong Jungle, Mr. Richman, and Mr. Woodman. This one doesn't have Universal anywhere. This one's a totally unlicensed game. There is, even though it says King Kong right there, and even though Universal doesn't technically have the rights for King Kong, we're going to learn that later because of the lawsuit that Nintendo had against them. But it still wasn't licensed at all. There's no part to the movie or Universal whatsoever. But this is it. That's all I got. It's an example of the system and an example of the box. A very crude picture of the box, mind you. All right, so this one I also am not able to play or emulate. It doesn't exist. I really just want to show it because of the crazy commercial. Soon we're just going to have Chronologically Gaming based on showing games just because of the commercials. They're just crazy. So I do have footage of someone playing the game. This is the handheld. This is King Kong, the jungle version of King Kong in the palm of your hand. And so this was taken from the East Exit Japan Merchant website on YouTube. So this is an example of what the game looks like and how the game is played. It's going to be using tropes that we've seen from lots of other Game & Watches. Notice that it's trying to just keep things going. So you're supposed to make sure the damsel I don't think she's in distress. I just think you're supposed to be protecting her, making sure that she doesn't get, hit by logs or snakes and things like that. And you're only changing and doing things with the environment. You're really not doing anything directly as the character, but it's kind of like the games that we've seen on Nintendo Game & Watch. You just keep going. How long can you last? And that's what this one goes for. So it's a trope that we've seen with plenty of handhelds, and you kind of get the idea of what's happening here. Someone in the chat said protecting Ann Darrow. Yeah, I think so. Even though, remember, this is not official. This is not licensed. So you're just protecting the lady, I'm sure, something like that, as far as handhelds go. So this one's by Epoch. Once again, of all the games we've seen on all handhelds, we're not able to accurately rate this one because we didn't play it ourselves. So I'm going to give it another big fat 0 for the games in the palm of your hand. All right, let's see what our next game is. We're just breezing right through even more of them. This is King Kong New York, also by Epoch, as a handheld. This is another one that I have even less information of. I did find someone that was playing and showcasing the game, but the quality was not very good. I have an example of the system. In this one, you are playing as King Kong, but at the top of the building, you're just collecting and picking things up, like dropping from the sky, kind of like we saw with games that the Nintendo Game & Watch did. You're just moving left and right and picking things up and make sure they don't drop or fall, because then it just starts destroying the building. This one would have been our 75th electronic handheld that we've seen on Chronologically Gaming, not including Tiger and not including Nintendo Game & Watch handhelds. It's the 6th one we've seen by Epoch, and I'd rather be playing the Epoch Cassette Vision at home if you wanted to go with consoles by Epoch. So this one, again, I might even show footage of this one. I'm just going to go with this again, the rating of 0, because there's nothing we can get for the game aside from this commercial too, because the commercial is showing these 2 games and the other 2 games we'll be seeing: King Kong Joe, Mr. Richman, and Mr. Woodman. So we'll be seeing those 2 handhelds as well, thanks to the commercial. And people in the chat are already throwing out negative ratings. That's fine with me. I'm with you there too. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Our next game, as we play every single video game in order of release, is Klondike 2000. Boy, oh boy, is this one rare. Not to be confused with Klondike Adventure, that was a type-in from Softside Magazine, or Klondike like the card game or solitaire game. This has nothing to do with that Klondike. This one's completely different. And this one's so rare to come by that I couldn't find any information about anyone playing the game. The only reason I know that this game exists is because we read the issue of Computer Gaming World, and they had this article that I took the picture of in there, and I was like, wait, what game is this? And I found it part of a compilation. The Martian Gold Rush game, Klondike 2000. You attempt to mine gold in the mines of Mars. Wouldn't it be funny if Mars Car came along in the middle of your mining? Robot guards the gold, but you can win the robots to your side by feeding them crystal chips. The player who gains the allegiance of the most robots will harvest the most gold and win the game. Solo play is possible, but the game is a multiplayer game for 4 players on the Apple II. I can't make heads or tails of it, but let's pop in and play Klondike 2000 for the Apple II by Ian L. Trackman, published by the Hayden Book Company at some time in November 1982. So again, this is a game that I don't have any information other than what I just read to you. So I would love for the chat to try to make heads or tails on what in the world we're doing. Here we go. Let's load Klondike 2000. I only found it because someone put it in this compilation, which is awesome. This one would mark our 421st game we played on the Apple II here on Chronologically Gaming. And there we go, Hayden Book Company. This is the 16th game we've seen by a book company for video games. They've done games like Sargon Chess, Shuttle Intercept, Bellhop, Championship Golf, and Go. And here we go. Is this a continuation of a previous game? I'm going to say no. Way to go, Ian, bringing us a super rare game. I would like, for the first time, the chat to really help me out, because we're totally going in blind with this game. All we have is that one article, and there's nothing written up about Klondike 2000. I dare you, go look it up right now on Google. Ask ChatGPT what Klondike 2000 is. They'll have no idea. All right, so here we go. Let's say no. We are not loading any. How many players are there? I never really want to play a 4-player game. Let's do a 2-player game. I'll join in. You can put in your name. Very nice. Second player, let's do last person in chat. Looks like it was Marshall. Me and Marshall will play Klondike 2000. How many rounds do you want to play? 999 rounds? We don't have time for that. That's ridiculous. And Ian Trackman, we've seen him before. This is the 3rd game that Ian Trackman has done on Chronologically Gaming. He did Alibi and he did Star Traders. So very ambitious. I don't know what this one's going to go with. All right, let's do with, I don't know, 20 rounds. I don't even know if we're going to last that long. Do you want sound effects? Of course we do. Make the ears bleed. All right, so this starts off with Chrono's turn and display map. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and there I see the map. It shows I have 20 moves, caves, gold, chips, robots, markers, and then Marshall's position. Oh, so I am as Chrono, and I'm moving, and I can pick my direction, north, south, east, or west. Let's head north. I hit N. Oh, north is blocked. Do I want to marker this? Sure, I'll marker it. Clear the screen. And now Marshall's up. So Marshall has... Does joystick respond? No, joystick doesn't respond at all. This looks like it's keyboard controlled only, even though I have an analog joystick plugged in and a paddle control plugged in. All right, so display the map. Now Marshall's turn. Let's have Marshall go south since he can't go north. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's him traveling. There we go. Okay, so he's going south, and then he is in this area. We have moves. I don't have any other commands I can do other than clear the screen. Looks like that's all I can do. And then Chrono goes and displays the map. All right, so there you go. Now, I know I can't go north. I'll go ahead and head east. And it shows my pixel moving. Oh, but I'm moving into an orange area. So it says, do I want to enter this area or do I want to pass? Yeah, I'll enter it. E to enter. It says, owner is no one. And there's 5 gold here. Power 1, loyalty 0. Do I want to take this or do I want to exit? I'll take it. How much gold do I want to take? Let's take all 5. Yeah, it lowers all the gold. And then do I want to put the gold somewhere or do I want to exit? I'll exit. And then I can move again. Oh, it's still my turn? All right, so let's go north. And it shows my pixel move. We're moving in a grid formation, very rudimentary grid formation. I'm in another room, and now I can enter this room, or pass. Let's go ahead and enter. What have we got in here? No one's the owner again. We got bizarre-looking people in the room. Yeah, someone in the chat said, this is weird. I'm already there. We've already seen weird on Chronologically. This is pretty weird. It is trying to do, I guess you would say, a mining merchant simulation kind of game. Maybe you're supposed to manage resources. I can't compare this to anything else that we've seen thus far. I was hoping Klondike 2000 would be, something we've seen like a business management simulation kind of game, but it looks like it's trying to do something new, something different. I don't know if it's Hunt the Wumpus or not. It is moving that way though. Good point. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so do we want to put gold in this spot? Sure, let's claim this spot. I got 5 gold, no chips, and no robots. Let's put 2 gold here. Oh, I want G for gold, and then 2. And then it drops my 2 little gold pieces there. And then I can take gold, put gold, or exit. So I'll go ahead and exit. So it looks like we're just claiming area or space that we need. I am completely doing this on the fly. I have really no idea. I did a few playtests just to make sure the game loads and I get a little bit of what's going on, but I still have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Chronologically Gaming back in the 70s when we just loaded games and we didn't even playtest and we just went in blind. That's what this feels like. It's very exciting. Okay, so I'm done. Chrono's turn's finished. Marshall's up. He can display the map. Okay, Marshall's down here in the south. Let's head Marshall west and see what happens. His pink pixel moves to the west. And looks like he doesn't get a room, so he can't claim any stake, it looks like. Okay, so it moves to Chrono's turn. Chrono's up. It shows where I'm blinking as the pink dot in the top right. So I can let's head north again. My piece moves north. It looks like the players that you play against, you're slowly trying to amass more areas, claiming as much as you can, taking gold from Mars or leaving gold to claim as your own. Yes, it is just like old times. All right, so Chrono's turn's done. There was nothing here. It's a turn-based strategy or management simulation game, but it's doing it on a scope that's otherworldly. Doing something on Mars or doing something sci-fi that doesn't exist is kind of bold because most of the time we get these kind of games and we are taking place in Rome or we're a warlord in China, things like that. All right, so let's go ahead and head south. As Marshall now. Oh, and someone says in the chat about Rogue. Yeah, it is graphically looks like Rogue, which bear in mind, we still have not seen official Rogue, the one that everyone thinks from Epics. It still hasn't come out yet. But it does give me vibes of other roguelikes, like Dunzine, Warriors of Roz, things like that. Okay, now Marshall is going to enter. We are not going to pass. No one owns this one. So I can see you really not enjoying this playing it by yourself. But if you played with more people, it would be kind of fun for 4 people to figure it out. But playing with 4 people and then taking gold and looks like there's power and loyalty for every place that you claim your stake. And what is this? What are these? Are these Martians? Is that what we're looking at? All right, let's go ahead and take all 4. Take that gold. And then exit. Get out of here. And then Marshall gets to go again. Let's have him go south. That's what it is. This is a very weird one. All right, this one has 2 robots here, it looks like. Do we want to enter or pass? Yes, enter. Oh, those are not Martians. Those are the robots. And it looks like no golds here. We either have a choice of putting something here or exiting. Let's put some of Marshall's gold here. It looks like we'll be able to put robots down at some point. I don't know what that means. All right, let's put gold down. How much? Just 2. 2 bars of gold. And then we're out of here. Exit. Clear the screen. Marshall's turns up. Okay, so this is the cadence of the game. It is a turn-based game, and you understand that you're supposed to be moving around, going into different caves. The caves have robots, and they have gold, but we also have currency like chips, and it looks like we have markers as well. So there's elements in the game that I'm not completely familiar with. All right, Chrono's turn. Let's go east. Oh, east is blocked. Do I want to leave a marker? Yes, leave a marker. So I dropped one of my markers, 14 to 13 markers. Oh, I see. The markers look like it's green. It leaves green on the map, so it lets us know we can't go that way. Oh, it lets only me know. Marshall doesn't know. So it's... How would that work, though? If you're playing with multiple people, it's a hot seat game. If you don't want someone to see your screen, everyone that plays hot seat games, you see the other person's screen, especially since this is flipping so quick. All right, let's have Marshall go west. Thanks, that goes as media. Yeah, there's no combat. It's completely about resources, resource management, and apparently loyalty. There's elements in this. I haven't seen loyalty in a video game ever. So it's obviously trying to punch way above its weight class or do something we have never seen before. All right, Marshall's turn's done. Go ahead and Chrono display the map, and let's have Chrono go north. Does it work? It does. I can go way up there. Do I want to enter? We got 3 robots and 2 gold here. Enter. So we should see 3 robots. 1. Yep, there they all are. And we want to take, put, or exit. Take. How much gold? Take all 2 gold. And then, can I put? It looks like I can put robots, but I don't know how we put robots there. Let's do, put 1 gold back down, and then say, all right, I'm done. Exit. So I'm still vague on the goals. It looks like it's something to do with how you move items, gold, and robots around. But what's the objective? I'm sure people are familiar with the game Mule, which we haven't seen yet on Chronologically Gaming. It doesn't exist yet. But if you were plumped down and were playing the game Mule without any instructions, I'm talking M-U-L-E, Mule, you would be kind of lost too. So this is the kind of game you would need to have instructions before you play the game. Otherwise, you're going to be totally lost like this. All right, there you go. That's Klondike 2000, the very rare taste of what it's like to play Klondike 2000, as if you were in November 1982, you know, for the first time, playing Klondike 2000. Of all the games you can play on all home computers, this one is interesting. It's very difficult to rate because we don't have any other information besides that article that was in Computer Gaming World. So I honestly want to say it's ambitious, allowing 4 people to play, but it's also extremely confusing. Of all the games you could play on all home computers, you would find a way to make this work, but because we don't have anything that's written about it, yeah, even the chat's a little bit all over the place. Yeah, if we had instructions, I could totally see us going for 3 stars for this. It's ambitious. And without that, I'm going to have to say 2.5. Of all the games you could play, it's still around the average range, but I wouldn't want to call it bad. There's something happening here, and I'd like to explore more. We just don't have the time. Great idea, Paul. I would trade a Klondike bar for the instructions. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Here we go. Let's get crazy with Krazy Kong on the Commodore VIC-20. Here's the box for Krazy Kong. Awesome. Not to be confused with Krazy Kong on the ZX81. This is a totally different Krazy Kong. This is the 317th game we've seen on the Commodore VIC-20, and the 17th game we've seen by this company, Nufcop. They've done games like Exterminator, Alien Panic, and 3D Man. And this is the usual box we see. It's like hanging on the shelf at an electronics boutique, and it's just a cassette. And there he is, Krazy Kong, peeking over the top. Flip it over the back, and the crazy gorilla has taken 3 fair maidens up to the top of the giant stairway, and you, being the valiant hero that you are, will attempt to rescue them at the risk of your own life. Your timing must be totally accurate as you jump the barrels that Kong is rolling down at you. It has joystick control. Yes, I'm so glad. There's the cassette tape. We're going to play Krazy Kong, because video games were played on cassette here in 1982. Let's pop it and play Krazy Kong. This is at some time in November 1982. I finally want to play a real game. Give me a real one, man. All right, what level do we want to play? And by level, they mean difficulty. I'll start with F2. How about that? There we go. All right, and we're in. Okay, so I can move left and right. This is a lot to be desired as far as the level design. Whoa, those barrels are going fast just for level 2? That's crazy. Oh, you got to time this. So, all right, so I'm already a little off with the controls. So as I'm moving left and right, it makes sense. Whenever you jump, you it says you're dead. Does that mean we're done? We have music. Hey, was that the Baby Elephant Dance? The public domain song? Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. All right, let's try F1 difficulty. Okay, so when you push the button on your joystick, it automatically jumps like this. Look, every time I'm pushing the button, I'm dead again. It is permanently giving you a jump that's like two tiles forward and up 1. So you have no. We played video games that you have a jump straight up, and then you might have a jump diagonally. This one though, good gosh. Oh, I know. I want to see the message "You're dead" more often. It's so cool. All right, so let's go with again. Let's try F7. Maybe that's slower. No, it's not slower. What? Oh, it's even fat. No, F7 is the difficult one. Look how many barrels are coming. Run! And if you run away, did you see that? You just jumped in, like you want to jump off the screen and you die. You're dead. Awesome. Yeah, this is crazy, all right. The jump mechanic is so poor. This is yet another arcade platformer, the 62nd arcade platformer that we've seen on Chronologically Gaming. Wow. And obviously it's Donkey Kong. Then another variant of Donkey Kong. This one is the 37th variant of Donkey Kong that we've seen on all systems, all platforms. On home computers, this one is the 19th variant of Donkey Kong. And on the Commodore VIC-20, this is the second. Cannonball Blitz is available on the Commodore VIC-20 to play, and that is primo. So of the 2 games that you can play that are like Donkey Kong on the Commodore VIC-20 right now, you got to go with Cannonball Blitz for sure. Whoa, this is so rough. Okay, I want to make it to the top. Let's focus here. You're just going to time that one and then know that you have... Oh, see? Gosh. You just have to know that when you push the button, you're going to do the exact same jump every single time. It's a very different platforming experience. Oh, and as far as other screens, it says on the box that there's 3 damsels to rescue, but what you see here, this is the same screen. Look at the 3 damsels at the top. Can you everyone see the 3 obviously damsels that are blue at the top of the screen? When you make it to the top, you rescue 1, and then when you go again, dang, that's tough. Then the screen repeats, and then you go to the top again and rescue the second damsel, and then you go again and you rescue. So this is a Donkey Kong variant all on the same screen, and you're just repeating. Just too many damsels in distress. We don't need 3 in a row on the same screen. It's crazy. At this point, the Donkey Kong series, like the official Donkey Kong that's out there are 9 games we've seen that have been official Donkey Kong that you could play, on all systems right now. None of those games have been official on any home computers right now. So, okay, we can do it. We can do it. Here we go. Get the timing right. What? I was there. I was right by a damsel. What? Do I have to jump to get the... Whoa, that's so brutally hard. Yikes. So just bear in mind, of all the Donkey Kong style games we've seen, nothing's been official so far. We can't play official Donkey Kong on any home computers right now. Some of the best ways you can play Donkey Kong or any style of Donkey Kong on home computers is still the reigning king, Donkey King for the TRS-80 color computer is still the best. This one's totally not dethroning that anytime soon. And time it right, nice and easy. Oh, that was a really close one. All right, I don't know what I'm going to do at the top now. I don't know what to do. It worked. I got one. Oh, I did change it a little bit. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same screen, modified just ever so slightly different. Oh my gosh. It'd be really funny if we made all 3 screens of this, but we didn't get through all 4 screens of Kangaroo. Gosh, that's tough. Besides Donkey King, there's also a minor 2049er, Police Jump that's available for the Creativision, Cannonball Blitz, Canyon Bomber, Kangaroo that we just saw. So this one's pretty bad. It's not the worst though of the games you could play that are like Donkey Kong. So the variants of Donkey Kong, there are some bad ones that are out there. Wow, how did I do that? I don't know how that one worked. That one died. You're dead. On all systems, the worst way to play any Donkey Kong variant is Popeye on the Philips Video Pack. That's one of them that's the worst. King Kong on the Atari 2600. And Dazzler that was in the arcade. They had like a platforming mode that was kind of like Donkey Kong. This, though, this one is so bad. I still am having fun with it because it's the same jump mechanic, so you can get used to it. I would say that Krazy Kong that we saw on the Sinclair ZX81 is better than this game. I would also say Ape Craze on the Commodore 64 is even better than this game. So I would say this game that we're playing is the new grand champion for the worst variant of a Donkey Kong game on any home computer right now. Like trying to be like Donkey Kong. We played quite a lot of them, and this one I'd say is the worst one. The worst way to play Donkey Kong like games on any home computer right now. Get the damsel. Make sure you jump up. Can you imagine if you bought it though? You would be so disappointed when you know that there's Cannonball Blitz available right now for. Nah. Wait, did you just see that? I was just hovering in midair. Gosh, that's tough. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to see all 3 screens of Krazy Kong. I don't think we need to see all 3 screens of Krazy Kong. It's an interesting time, but it's 2 stars. Of all the games you could play on all home computers, it's bad. Looking in the chat, some people said 1.5 star. I see Paul said that. Curtis is saying 2. It is not the worst platformer, though. I was comparing it to Donkey Kong games. The reigning champ still of all platformers on all home computers is still Sir Egbert Jumper on the TRS-80 color computer. It doesn't get any worse than that. If you want to see true pain, watch the video that we did on Sir Egbert Jumper. But there we go. 2 stars for Krazy Kong. I like Krazy Kong better on the Sinclair ZX81, so play that one instead of this one. All right, now it's time to put our video game playing on pause. Behold, all the handhelds we'd rather be playing right now in November 1982, but this is the far future where we're going to see all of these. It's going to be a long time. So just bask in what's to come, hopeful thinking, if you will. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we are going to... We already got Krazy playing a different Kong on the Commodore VIC-20. We're also going to play an unofficial Ladybug from Germany, more games lost to Japan, and even more on other home computers. That's it for today, and like I always say, developers, please put your game description and instructions in the game itself. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.